A lot of our students are actually currently taking advantage of Oregon Promise because, let's face it, most classes are online right now. And so, if I'm going to be at home anyways, taking these classes, well, why not take it for a lower price from a community college, especially when, 2 plus 2 is still 4. Math is going to be the same. A lot of classes, the topics, the content is going to be the same. So the way it works is a student signs up for Oregon Promise. If they have a 2.5 GPA or higher, they will qualify for it automatically as long as they've applied by the deadline. And they must enroll into a community college well, they have to enroll fall term immediately after graduating in order to take advantage of it. Now, that is good for up to 90 credits at a community college, so it'll pay for those credits. But the students can then transfer those to a university, a 4-year university. That being said, students can also take advantage of programs like dual enrollment, or OSU calls it DPP. What that means is that the student might be enrolled and starting at a community college, but then they're planning to transfer to the university and finish their education there for a bachelor's degree. And so what they can do is while they're still at the community college, they can slowly transition into the university by being dual enrolled and maybe taking 1 or 2 classes from the university that are not offered at their community college. And so that gives them a little bit of, like flexibility and the best of both worlds, where they're still taking advantage of the lower cost at community college and Oregon Promise, but still having access to the classes that OSU is going to require once they get closer into the end of their second year for their program. And then that'll also give them access to advisors from OSU, so they can actually talk to someone as a student at the university as well. So they can be students. Yes.
Cool. So just to make sure that I understand, so if we would like to take advantage of it, she would still apply to OSU and select that she wants to do DPP program. So she's
Correct.
still following the application, and she can still apply for all the scholarships. But in the meantime, she could apply for Oregon Promise and do that. Now, if she changes her mind, I guess then she can still apply, but then say, I changed my mind, thank you, you don't need to send me any money, or correct?
Perfect. Yes, exactly like that. This is a little separate from our presentation, but normally what I tell students, this is really perfect. And we tell students to apply to, I tell students at least 5 colleges, at least 1 community college, at least 1 public university, and at least 1 private, and then 2 more of whatever they want. And the reason for that is because we want students to open the doors, have options. And in your case, when you talk about a community college and OSU, you can apply to all of them. And then once you get to May or June, make a final decision based on what they offered you, because you don't know what scholarships they're going to offer you until you get those letters. And so students have time, but right now in the fall, their job is to apply. In the spring, it'll be time to make decisions. Where do they actually want to go? Where are they going to start? They can actually go to OSU and also be dual enrolled and actually take some classes at a community college. But if their primary school is the university, they won't be able to use Oregon Promise. If their primary school is the community college, they will. So that's the only difference there.
Will I get back to the presentation that I can put up on?
Yes, I'll go ahead and start.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the slide that we had, there were a couple things about summer. So one of the main things that I want students to remember is that even during the summer, they should still be checking their email inbox at least once a week, because that's the time that colleges will be contacting students about orientation days, about any advising or registration for courses in the fall, or any further documentation that maybe the student is missing. So we do recommend students keep an eye on that. Maybe even scholarship opportunities that might still be available, they'll get notices by email. So it's really important for them to, one, have access to the email and remember their password, But the other part is to keep checking it even over the summer, once a week at least. So I wanted to do a little bit of a recap. I know it's an overwhelming list. It's a lot of information. So some key dates I just wanted to throw out were October 1st, FAFSA. So if you want to remember, those of you that are seniors, October 1st is when you can begin your application for FAFSA. That's the one that requires family tax information. So parents need to be involved in that process of applying for that. Another one is OSAC. It's a hub for many, many scholarships. They have over $17 million in scholarships for Oregon students. So remember, OSAC opens up November 1st. So hopefully by then you've already finished FAFSA and you don't have to worry about that anymore. And then Oregon Promise also opens up November 1st. So it's not open yet, but once you get to November 1st, feel free to apply for that one. Oregon Promise only takes about 10 minutes. It's a very simple application, very easy. All it requires is a 2.5 GPA. And what else am I forgetting? Admissions. So we didn't talk about the dates, but depending on the colleges you're applying to, they'll have varying admission deadlines. So make sure you're checking those out as soon as possible, just so you don't miss any. If you're looking into private schools have very early deadlines. They're known for having as early as November. So keep an eye on those as well if you're planning to apply. I believe that's all I had in mind right now to recap.